I'm Kevin Price. You're watching or listening to The Price of Business. If you're watching, you're checking it out on the Biz TV network, or you may be listening to it on Business Talk 1110 AM KTEK in Houston. Delighted to have a regular contributor on The Price of Business radio program in Houston, Chris Corso with the Corso Law Group. And Chris, you've got a really, I think, timely topic. I think whatever kind of vendor you get, you need to spend some serious time vetting that vendor. But if this vendor is an individual who stands between you and your freedom, you really need to spend some time talking about it. Real quickly about, 15, 20 seconds, CorsoLawGroup.com is the website, but tell us real quickly about your practice.
Yeah, we're a criminal practice. We started off in Scottsdale, Arizona, which was still there, and then now we're in Houston. So we like to help the people, not just the client. So it's a little thing we do to help.
Yeah, very good. Talk a little bit about our topic today. This is a very timely topic. We're going to have an entire article about it at the sister news site, usdailyreview.com, a little bit about the topic.
Yeah, these are some things that you really should know if you're going to hire, an attorney, really any attorney but defense attorney, really. And, I can go through quick the list.
Just give us the overview list, and then I'll ask more questions.
You have to decide, what type of attorney you need, understand what they do. They should know the possible outcomes in the case. Research, you have to do some research. Read reviews. Everybody read reviews today. They have to understand the government side of things. That's pretty important. The experience and prioritize what exactly you need. And most importantly, I think, find one that cares about what happens to you and your family.
Mm-hmm. They're interested in the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They do. They have to care. Can't help people if you don't care.
That's exactly right. Talk a little bit about, the research. Where should one begin their research?
A lot of people will go online now. Everything's online. So, they'll go on the internet. They'll do a search, a product search, basically like anything else. And they'll do some reviews. They'll take a look at reviews. And there's people that are putting things up that are pretty relevant and pretty important.
You made a really good point about the fact, what kind of attorney you want. I want a defense attorney. Yeah, but is this a embezzlement case, or is this what kind of case are you defending? It would be different. What kind of attorney you got could have to do with what kind of defense you need. Correct?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you have a DWI. You primarily want an attorney that deals with that. I mean, a criminal attorney can range across the board.
Right.
As you say, embezzlement and white collar crimes like that. Well, they're not going to know what to do. Most times in court, absolutely not.
And vice versa. A DWI attorney on embezzlement.
That's right. Yeah.
And so you need to be really, really selective, on that process. And so you're probably a pretty big advocate that you need to get people that are being pretty specific about what they'll do.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I am, because these are people's lives you're dealing with. Okay, so you can't stop and learn things while you're trying to help them and trying to get into court and make arguments for them, and you present yourself to the government or present your client to the government, which is the most important thing here. So you can't take the time to just learn things on the fly.
Yeah. So talk about some of the big mistakes that you think people make in choosing an attorney. One that I would think was, I play golf with a guy. Or, we hang out at the bar together or whatever. This idea that just because there's a familiarity or relationship there that he's necessarily going to be a good attorney. But what are some of the other things that you see? Yeah,
I think, and a lot of times it's not so much that. It's, when they go online, they're mostly looking at the aesthetics of the website. How does it look? It looks great. There's a lot of good pictures and things like that. Well, you want to read. You want to take a look. And a lot of mistakes people make are going with the fancy website, and that's
style over substance.
Yeah, absolutely, and not really paying attention to who the attorney is. Some of the other mistakes are, solo practitioner, somebody on their own. It's good to have a full staff.
Yeah,
things like that.
Chris Corso, he's a regular contributor on the Price of Business radio show, and also has helped us with articles at Huffington Post, and writes a regular column over at usdailyreview.com. The information about this topic will be found over at usdailyreview.com. Make sure you check that out, but also check out his website, Corso Law Group. Good seeing you, Chris.
Kevin, thank you.
When we come back, more for you. I do want to remind you the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com.